Hello friends and welcome to the Wheel of Life. This session is very important because we're going to look at various areas of your life and work on the ones which are critical for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink myself so that you can focus on the Wheel of Life. Friends, that is exactly how the Wheel of Life looks like. Okay. Now I want you to keep the Wheel of Life worksheet ready with you, because we are going to do the exercise as you go through this session, right? And we are going to begin with the intention of the session, and you'll find this in every lecture. Okay, we will first set the intention and we'll make sure that we achieve that intention at the end of the session. Okay, so the first intention is to have a close look at all the areas of your life which matters to you. Okay, the second one is to score the areas of your life on the scale of 1 to 10. 1 being the most dissatisfied one and the 10 being the most satisfied one. Then we'll move to calculation of the average satisfaction score of your life, right? Then we'll scientifically identify the top priority areas of your life which needs action. Now let's review the 8 areas of life which is listed on this wheel right now. In case you have some area of your life which is more important for you and it is not listed above, please replace it with a lesser important area. Okay, so in case attitude is not very important for you right now, but you have some other area which is more important for you, you can replace attitude with that area or whichever area. Okay, you're free to do that. Now what is your assessment of how you are currently doing in life in that particular area? This is very important. So just look at the wheel and you'll get a thought about how you're doing in that area. Now imagine the center of the circle as 0, okay, and the outer edge as 10. Now choose a value where 1 is very dissatisfied and 10 is you're fully satisfied. Okay, one very important thing is use the first number score that pops up into your head, not the number you think it should be. So for example, in this wheel of life, the career is at 2. Okay, so maybe when you look at it, you might think, oh, I want it to be at 10, right? That's fair enough, that's good, but right now it is at 2. So you have to indicate a score depending on how it is right now for your life, right? Now draw a line like you see the red lines which are drawn, just to highlight that this is where you stand as of now in that area of your life. Now the big question, which area of your life should you focus on, or which area should you prioritize? And one important thing I would like to share with you is, as you do this exercise, if you feel like pausing the video, please pause the video, right? Finish that particular exercise, that steps which have to be done, then move to the next screen, right? That will help you. Okay, don't think that I'll look at the whole video and then I'll come back and do it. Now I'll share some of the answers with you which the previous participants have shared with me. Okay, and probably you might have this in mind. Okay, so some of them said focus on the area which has the lowest score. Logical, right? Okay, that's what most people would do, right? Some said focus on the area which matters to me irrespective of the score. It doesn't matter, right? Right now I want this area to be worked upon, so that is important for me. Okay. Some said I think areas which are scored below 5. So this gentleman is trying to strike a perfect balance, like he said 5 is okay, look, I don't want to be below 5, which is not wrong. Okay, don't worry, just chill out, because that is what we are going to learn next. Again, please keep the worksheet handy and do the exercise as you watch the lecture. If you need, pause the video, right? But finish the exercise which is given on the screen, because that will really help you. Okay, now what happens if you focus on an area which is the lowest score? So in this case it is 2, right? The career is at 2. Since it is the lowest, you will have to focus a lot and burn all energy on that area, and slowly and gradually you will lose your grip on the other areas also. And it is possible a year from now the scores in other areas will also go down. Think about it. It is like you have a small bruise on your hand and you spend the whole day looking at it and nurturing it and taking all the care, and you lose focus on all the other things which are happening in your life. What will happen? All your energy and all your focus is on that one area right now, right? That is exactly what happens when you focus on an area which is very low. Okay. Now similarly, focusing on an area which is highest will also not help. Okay. So suppose in this worksheet, in the sample worksheet you look at, you will see that the highest area is on 9. Okay. So if you focus on attitude and try to make it 10, right, that would be great. But ideally, if your attitude is already at 9, it should be helping you to elevate other areas, right? But it doesn't seem like it is helping you, because with the right attitude, it should have helped you go up in your career also. But somehow career is still at 2, right? So focusing more energy on an area which is already high will help you improve marginally, but it will not impact or elevate the overall wheel of life. That is a challenge. So psychology says that the best way to arrive at the area which we should focus is to calculate the average satisfaction score for your life. Okay. So let's see how to calculate the average satisfaction score. So if you can, please tabulate your scores the way I have done it. Okay. So what you have to do is write down all the 8 areas, right, and put the scores next to it. So like in this case, we have career at 2, finance at 5, personal growth at 8, health at 4, and so on, right? So just tabulate that area. Just create a table like that. And like I said before, please pause the video if you have to. Okay, there's no hurry, right? Put it on a piece of paper. In fact, on the worksheet on the back side, you can do that, right? Now we'll work out the average satisfaction score for the wheel of life, right? So what we have to do is total up the entire scores. So in this example, the total comes to 49. And now there are 8 areas of your life. So to arrive at the average satisfaction score, what we have to do is divide 49 by 8. And so the answer is 6. So in this case, as the example goes, the average satisfaction score is 6. Now I want you to do the same for yourself, and please pause the video if required. Calculate it right now before you move to the next screen. Okay, so I am going to the next screen assuming you have done it. Okay, now once you have the average satisfaction score, right, we have 2 steps to follow, and that is to identify the growth area and the improvement area, right? So let's look at the first step, that is the growth area. So what you have to do is identify an area which is below the average satisfaction score, just below the average satisfaction score, whatever it is. So in this example, the average satisfaction score is 6. So if you look at the area below that, that is at 5, finance. Okay, so finance becomes our growth area, right? The second is the improvement area. So for that, what we'll do is we'll select an area. First you will select the topmost area which you are ranked, like so in this example it is 9, attitude stands at 9. Now you will select an area which is just one step below that. Okay, so if you go by the example, it is personal growth and social life, which both stands at 8, right? So now what we got is, we got the average satisfaction score which is 6, the improvement area finance which is 5, and the growth area which is at 8. Okay, so now what I want to do is follow the same steps 1 and 2 and identify your improvement area and your growth area. Okay, also what you need to do is check if multiple goals help you achieve the same outcome. So for example, one of the areas of your life is to arrive at good health. Okay, so if you achieve good health, if you achieve your goal, it will also impact your finance and career, because you will be much fitter, you will think sharper, like you will be more creative. Okay, you will be more energetic. Okay, so it will automatically improve your focus and attention on finance and career, and that will also go up. It could also impact your relationship, because now you are more playful and cheerful at home because you are healthy, right? So you will enjoy quality time with your family. So you will find areas which are commonly goals which are commonly connected, okay, which will help multiple areas of your life. So now we have our two core areas, which is the improvement area at finance at 5 and the growth area at 8, right? So what will happen is, if you work on finance, which is at 5, and move it to say 6 or 7, firstly it will be more easy, and secondly it will also impact on other areas. For example, if you improve your finance, it might also require you to do some work on your career, because if your career goes up, the finance will come up, right? So you might get a promotion, you will work on getting a promotion also, okay? Secondly, finance means it will get you more money in your house, so probably you'll go for more vacations with your family. So it will also improve your relationship area, right? Similarly, working on a social life, which is right now on 8, is an easier goal, and working on this area would mean networking with more people, okay? And you would possibly get some good contacts who can give you good career and financial advice, which you can implement in your life, right? However, in case you very strongly feel about some area and you wish to pursue that, okay, it is absolutely fine. The above is a scientific and logical approach which has worked for many people, but ultimately the choice is yours, okay? So how does this exercise help? Most times we set goals which are not aligned to the areas of your life. So for example, what happens is, you will consciously set a goal like, I want to make X amount of money, right? But somewhere you have a relationship issue going on, and it is registered in your subconscious mind that saving this relationship is more important for you, and you almost wish and pray every day that this relationship is saved. Now what will happen is, your subconscious mind will question, how can earning X amount of money save this relationship? If it is not able to get any answer, it will not take any action on your goal, and it will even sabotage your goal by making you lazy, making you procrastinate, and even deviate you from your goal. And that is the reason many a times you will see people setting goals and starting some actions with a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, but then they leave it halfway. I'm sure you experienced something like that in one of your goals, and what you need to do is just sit back and check if that goal was aligned to your area of life which was really a concern for you. And that is why we did this exercise right in the beginning, and now you are ready, okay, to not only set goals but also get them. In the next section, we are going to unveil the art of goal getting, okay, and you're going to love it, okay? So I'll see you there soon.